Welcome back to Chaos Corner. Riho just went over on Sakazaki for the advancement in the Owen Hart Cup, the women's qualifier tournament. Fans, we're live to tape here for AEW Rampage watch along with your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Thanks for being here. Follow me on all social media platforms. As you just heard, Riho over Sakazaki. Wait, a promo from Sean Spears. Stand by. No copyrights here. It's Chaos Corner.
In the midst of being your accountability buddy and from time to time your mentor, I seem to have given you this false sense of...
A lot of things going on with MJF and Wardlow and Spears and that storyline. Some good creative writing on this one. I'll say that to say this.
Now you know me, Wardlow. I do very bad things for a good reason. I don't align myself with the guy who has the deepest pockets.
Spears calling out Wardlow. Not the smartest thing after Wardlow destroyed the Butcher. Then Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk Monster. And then this past Wednesday with Cass, Morrissey, whatever you want to call him. The contract signing is coming up this week on Dynamite against MJF for Double or Nothing, I'm assuming. But you know what happens when you assume, though. Let's listen to Spears. All right, Spears, calling yourself the Giant Killer. We're here on Rampage. It is a little after 6:05 Eastern Standard Time, a special time for Rampage. In the ring, Dan Lambert, All Ego Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky, the TNT champion. And they're not in Pittsburgh, like I said earlier. They're in Baltimore. I should have known that since I covered AEW Dynamite live on Wednesday night, live to tape. One-man show here. Unique, unedited, raw, unscripted. This is reality TV. This is what the Guardian of Chaos does. This is what you get here on the Guardian of Chaos and the YouTube channel. Follow me on all social media platforms, and you know what they are. At Big Daddy GOC on Twitter. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. Hit the profile link, and you will come over to here on the YouTube channel as I cut off that loudmouth, Dan Lambert. That's right, I got a bigger mouth than you, Lambert, and I'm twice the manager that you would ever be. And now All Ego Ethan Page has the mic. Follow me on Instagram, The Guardian of Chaos. And, of course, my two accounts on Facebook, Jay Brony and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Follow me on Gab, Gitter, Rumble, Truth Social. I cover it all on the IWC. Unique, unedited, as I said, and I'm going to continue to repeat because we don't want any copyrights here on the lounge. Chaos Corner. Big shout out to Piper and Backlund behind me. Those are the books that I'm reading. The fastest hour in pro wrestling here on Rampage. Ethan Page. Talking about Guevara. The Spanish God, no me joda maricón, muévete culo. I don't want to defend anybody, you know, de nada. And here comes Kaz, Frankie Kazarian. Looking pretty good, Kaz. Dan Lambert, All Ego Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky. And now here comes Kaz. Kazarian, if you will. Now, remember, Kaz and Scorpio Sky, I believe, were the first ever AEW Tag Team Champions. Lambert gets a lot of heat. What a town Baltimore is. What a wrestling town. What a history. I was there live back in the late 80s during the Road Warriors and SST. Unbelievable feud for the NWA and WCW. I guess was the NWA World Tag Team Champions. Met the Steiner. Scott Steiner wasn't even officially in the company yet. Traveling with the SST belt, what an unbelievable time. My boy Lenny, big shout out, Lenny. Law enforcement, you know who you are, brother. The old Muscle Factory, baby. What a time it was hanging out with Michael Hayes, Doom, Jack Victory. It was really a sight to behold. Ron Simmons and Butch Reed, they're like the big women's, man. I'll tell you that much. Talking about SCU, Sky, Page, Kaz. They were all boys at one time. All we need now is Christopher Daniels to come back. So yeah, what a night, Baltimore, Maryland, on that little road tour with the Samoan SWAT team, Samu and Rikishi, who was Fatu at the time. We had one heck of a time. Hampton, Virginia, at the Hampton Coliseum, the Baltimore Arena. It really was a sight to behold. Learned a lot back then in the late 80s. Didn't make my debut until 91 or 91. Didn't make it into wrestling school in 84, as you guys know the story with Mancini and the Quest facility. And I know we're here to talk about Rampage, but this is what you get here. My over 3 decades as a pro wrestling manager and over 50 years as a fan, a historian, a researcher, a mark, whatever you want to call it. Who gives you this sort of passion, this dedication? This is in my blood, and this is what I bring to you. Now, Sky, the TNT champion, what's going to happen? Sky and Taz? Coming up, Takashita and Jay Lethal. And, of course, you know what's going on with Jay Lethal. He's got Sanjay Dutt in his corner, the giant 7'6" from India, Sagin Singh, whatever his name is. The India market is huge for professional wrestling. And right here on the Guardian of Chaos YouTube channel as well. 4%, 5%, and it's risen each quarter. The fans from India seem to like the Chaos YouTube channel. So that's what's coming up next. You see the whole connection here with the Ring of Honor since TK has bought in it. Who's going to go bought in it? Is that even a word? You know what Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, whatever you want to call him, Busted Open Radio, 2-time Hall of Famer, perhaps one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time, one legit bad son of a bitch. He said to me during our challenges with the Outcast Killers of Oman, Tortuga, Diablo, Santiago, and the GOC, the Outcast Killers, against Bubba and Devon for the NWA World Tag Team titles back in 06, 07. You know what he said to me? Give the Guardian of Chaos 6 spots and he'll fuck up 5 of them. That's what he said. I'm telling you, that's what he said. I consider that to be a compliment. Which way am I looking? Yeah, I know. I got the reading glasses on, the bifocals. I can't tell what's going on here. But that's what he said. So you understand that when I do that, I rumble and stumble and mumble. I just got finished having, well, no, I didn't even have dinner yet. It's 6:11 Eastern Standard Time. We're here live to tape on a commercial break. It's the fastest hour in pro wrestling, AEW Rampage. We're coming up to the main event. It's over at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, so it's kind of crazy. It started at 2:30 out on the West Coast. But the NBA playoffs, and we talk about rankings and ratings and numbers. Is anybody really watching? And how about, let's not even talk about, since we're a sports entertainment, pro wrestling vlog, podcast, reality show, reality TV, let's get into a little bit, since we're on commercial here. How about my New York Metropolitans and how they're doing so far in the 2022 season, and the New York Yankees? So if you're like I am, in the shadows of Titan Towers in the greater New England Northeast tri-state area, there's a lot going on, not to mention the New York Rangers. Yeah, the football teams suck. I don't like either one of them. Not a fan of them. Rangers, Mets, Dolphins, and Knicks. Yeah, I'm falling on some hard times, but I don't really watch the NFL and the NBA. I haven't in at least probably now coming up on almost 3 years. I still watch the hockey and the baseball. I don't like when people involve all the different BS from what's going on in 2022. It's bad enough as it is. Commercial here for TBS. Still a commercial here. No wonder why it's the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Talking about what's coming up on Dynamite. I'll be here Wednesday night again. It's unbelievable what's happening on Dynamite. They're changing the business, the Forbidden Door, New Japan, Ring of Honor. There's all kinds of things going on. We've got Willie Nelson, an activist and comfort expert in hey, Willie, for the activist, the legalization of marijuana? Is that what we're talking about? He said, pass the Skechers. This is what you get here on Chaos Corner. I have to cover this. It's 6 commercials, way too long. Tonight's been a little shaky. Tony Khan was on Busted Open Radio this morning saying this could be perhaps one of the best rampages of the year. I have to disagree. Tony Storm and Ruby Soho tag team match against Hayter and DMD was a little sloppy. Shakazada and Riho was a little sketchy. I understand that we had Hook against JD Drake. That was entertaining, but take it for what it's worth. And then Danhausen. So now we have Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt. Oh, wait, and Jungle Boy out there with Ricky Starks, who's in the booth. And there they are. He face mushed them Starks on Jungle Boy. Now he spears him, and they're right there at the booth with Jericho, Taz, and Excalibur. And now Jungle Boy, who's Luke Perry's son, ripping off the shirt of Starks, who's the FTW champion, and he's going to defend the title. What the heck is the FT? It's not a legit championship. It's not a legit title. To me, it's a bunch of BS, and I don't even know why. And now Luke Perry's son, Jungle Boy, has just slapped the shit out of Ricky Starks, kind of like Chris Rock got slapped around by Will Smith. A work, fake bullshit, even if it's not. And then what happened with Dave Chappelle and this guy? We're living in some crazy times in 2022, and that's why I'm here for this, to give a distraction, to make sure that we have something to lean on to in these stressful times. And of course, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I always say it. Mark Henry, backstage. I respect Jay Lethal. Not his best English, but he is from the land of the rising sun, a qualified athlete. Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and the 7-foot giant. Jay Lethal got quite the history with Jay. Was honored enough to call many of his matches and work on many of the same shows. It's a legend. A lot of Mark Henry. It's time for the main event. And live this Wednesday, Jungle Boy and Starks coming off that, the FTW champion. What does it mean? Somebody tell me, because it's not even a real title. The contract signing between Wardlow and MJF, CM Punk and John Silver. It's going to be from Long Island, right here in the area. Jericho Appreciation Society victory speech. Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter in the Owen Hart qualifier. Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy. Wow, holy cramoly in the qualifier. Adam Cole, Dax Harwood. That's all Wednesday. Scorpio Sky and Kazarian will be on Rampage next week in another special early start time. Maybe we'll be here again. We're getting a decent amount of views for Rampage. Soho and Riho next Friday on Rampage in the Owen Hart qualifier. A lot of information coming out. Here we go with the main event. Don't go anywhere. Jay Lethal is coming on right now. Stand by.